One of my friends from high school got pregnant. She found out the day after graduation that she was pregnant.
I was 20 when I found out I was pregnant. I was terrified. You don't want to screw up somebody else's life. It's really hard, you know, because you're responsible for this person, and when you don't know something, it's terrifying.
Now she's not with the boyfriend anymore, but she is now living with her mother.
I cried a lot, and I didn't tell my mom.
Just everything that was going on, you know, I don't have the money to even support myself right now, and
how am I going to do this was probably the biggest question that came through my head every single day.
I was an addict for 7 years. I was 4 months pregnant. I was in active addiction while I was pregnant. I was killing myself and I was taking my daughter with me.
But they kept telling me that they would help me, whether find an apartment, a job.
People make mistakes. We all do.
I didn't go to my parents. My mother figured it out, tried to force me to terminate my pregnancy, and I just couldn't do it.
It's not fair to cut people off because they make mistakes.
I really would have killed myself and my child.
The best thing was, I'm gonna get all emotional, is that they were completely supportive of my decision. They didn't try to sway me.
It means something to these girls. It really does, to be loved on.
We all know abortion is such a controversial issue. It's the most controversial issue of our time. But this is a positive approach to that controversial issue.
I woke up in recovery, and the first person that held my daughter was my mom. So I'd have to say that that's when the turnaround came, that she realized that, you know, it was a precious life and it was her grandchild, and we were gonna have to do whatever we could to make it work. And the day I went to have her in the hospital, they, you know, wished me all the best of luck and called me to make sure everything was okay, and yeah, the love here is unbelievable.
You want to offer women a choice so they don't have to choose abortion. This is the program to make sure that no woman has to choose abortion because she's alone.
The answer to a crisis pregnancy is not getting rid of the baby. It's getting rid of the crisis.
We're a better country than this. If the best we can do in this society is offer a woman in a crisis pregnancy an abortion, we have ceased to become the greatest nation on earth.
When the clients come in, they're so afraid. You know, they're so scared to even think about the future. They can't. All they can think about is today.
They think they're in love. They think that this guy is there for them, and all of a sudden they find out they're pregnant and he's nowhere around.
Many are pressured by boyfriends or ex-boyfriends.
It could be peer pressure, it could be a parent, it could even be a husband.
Their fears are that they're going to be left alone, that there's going to be no way to take care from this child.
And when they come to us, they have no one to talk to, no one to feel supported by or anything like that.
Many feel that they do not have the resources to have a child.
That was hard, and how am I going to afford a car and gas and baby food and clothes and everything?
Some feel they're too young, some feel they're too old. Sometimes they give a whole list of reasons why they can't have a child.
You know, this is a decision they're making about themselves for the rest of their life. And I think for them to be able to make a choice that's best suited for them, because they really shouldn't have to make a choice that somebody else is imposing on them.
Everyone wants them to have an abortion, but I've still yet to meet very few who want the abortion because they want the abortion. It's usually someone behind them.
It was a 14-year-old that she came in with her mother, and her mother was, no matter what, she's having an abortion. And the 14-year-old did not want to have an abortion. She said she wanted to keep the baby.
I really think that a choice is not something that you're forced into.
The last half a dozen women that I dealt with were pretending to the people they were living with that they were scheduled for the abortion. Well, they were going behind the scenes and sneaking phone calls to agencies such as ours just so they could keep a roof over their head that short time till they found a place where they could rescue themselves and their child.
I see it in amongst my peers often, that they think that abortion is their only option.
Girls are really pressured for abortion by this society, this culture that we live in.
We do a tally every time the women come to receive services, and about 65% of the time, women are pressured to have an abortion by someone else. That's scary.
If there's anything slightly wrong with your stability-wise at the time, then you shouldn't have the baby.
A lot of young women feel that way. They feel that pressure.
A lot of people don't have the education and they think that, okay, I'm pregnant, I'm young. Only option I have is to either keep it or an abortion.
You know, for most people, they're just like, oh, you should just, you know, the easy answer is have an abortion.
And usually what I see is that they go for an abortion because they don't have the education.
A lot of times if you ask what, you know, why do you want an abortion, things like that, they don't really know why. They think that's what they have to do. They're pregnant, they don't have the money, they don't have family support, it's abortion.
I've been working with pregnant women for close to 25 years, and sometimes I hear, well, why would a woman choose an abortion? Over the 25 years, why would women still continue to choose that? And I think it comes down to one word, fear. They're afraid, or somebody has convinced them that they need to be afraid.
If we can offer hope, that's all she needs. I mean, that's all anybody needs is hope.
The agency is the friend to someone, is the family member to someone, you know, that they can come to and talk to.
It needs to be their decision. And empowering them to be able to do this is really a wonderful tool. Once they come in and we can empower them, give them the information that they are not alone, that there are other options, they're not so dependent upon what that other person is telling them to do.
You know, people are going to be people, and you're always going to have the crisis pregnancy because people in life generally are going to have, you know, tough times, and there's always going to be poverty, there's always going to be unplanned pregnancies or teens, but you get through it with help and support and enough love.
I've never seen a woman regret having her baby. Never. We have women coming through the doors beaming, tearful that they came through our doors and were met with love and compassion and non-judgmental.
Always open arms. And anytime I need to call anybody here or Amanda, they will always pick up the phone.
The girls in our community are loved, cared for, and supported while they're making what could be, you know, the most important decision of their lives.
I think they do need help. We have poor women, we have young women that need an alternative. They need to be heard.
I was an addict for 7 years. When I came to Genesis, I was 4 months pregnant. I was in active addiction while I was pregnant.
They believe that when they walk through our doors, they're not going to be judged, that it is confidential, and they can come in and they can get the help that they need.
I think the program is awesome. Just to think that there is something out there to help and support them.
They're very supportive and they help you. I mean, with whatever you need, they really are there.
I mean, this place is just so peaceful. If you can't get comfortable here, you can't get comfortable anywhere. I love these ladies.
You can just see them, they're like a flower. They just blossom, and that comes with trust.
I think mothers are supported emotionally through knowing that there's somebody else they can call.
We tend to mother the mother. We're there to ask how they feel, what their opinions are, and talk about how we can take care of them, not just the baby.
They're moms, you know what I mean? That's what I want to be. I want to be a good mother.
With this pregnancy, and then I found out I could be a good mom and take care of my baby.
I love my clients like I would love my kids.
These women treated me like my own mother would treat me.
We act as mentors to help them, you know, take care of themselves.
If I needed pointed in the right direction, they would point me in the right direction.
Well, support is important because if you're doing it on your own and you have no one to tell you to keep your head up, it's all going to go downhill.